Hi. Okay, so my name is Ligia. I'm a hobby turner. Um, I'll I don't even know where to start. I'll just talk a little bit and then go around the workshop. So what inspired me to wood turn was someone giving me that pen. And I have a lovely dog with me who wants my attention. So I am going to give him lots and lots of treats. Um, so I was given a pen by a friend, and I decided that I wanted to make some, and I started wood turning then. This was back in August 2015. Um, I didn't have any lessons from anyone. I started using a tiny little lathe, set speed. So if I ever wanted to change the speeds, I had to go and change the the belts. I can't remember what they're called. If I wanted to change the speeds on there, the head didn't swivel or anything like that. I didn't have any lessons. I didn't know how to sharpen, so I used carbides. I did that for about 1 year. In June 2016, I went to UKIS in Coventry, and a whole new world opened up to me. Um, I saw lots of different things that people turn in there, far more than pens. Um, Met loads of different trades shops I didn't even know existed. I never knew about things like wood turning clubs until then. I didn't know that there were so many YouTube channels um, about wood turning until then. So yeah, a whole wood turning world opened up to me. Um, I then started doing lessons. Um, that was in 2016. Bowl turning, spindle turning, sharpening, colouring, texturing, etc., etc. And then I carried on in early 20 to 17, with more bits such as scorching, hollowing, etc. Um, I'm inspired mainly by Martin Saban-Smith. I just love all the stuff that he does, and yeah, copy a lot of the stuff that he does, and also get ideas to change it. Well, nothing ever comes out like what his stuff is, so yeah. Um, I like to turn everything and anything, different stuff. I don't know how production turners do what they do, because if I do an item more than once, and I will do stuff like that, say at Christmas time I'll make decorations or stuff like that, and I'll make like a whole batch of stuff. When I say a batch of stuff, I mean probably about 30 or so at the most. To me, that's as far as I can go with production turning. um I like colouring stuff, scorching stuff. I love scorching stuff. um Painting things. I've done a little bit of casting. um I can't remember what it is that I used to cast now. It might come to me. I'll bismuth, that's it. I've done two bits with that, so nowhere near an expert, but it's fun. Um, I buy my blanks from different places, Yandles, Stars and Baits, Turner's Retreats, and other online retailers. Okay, so I'll turn you around and start looking at the workshop. Whoa, far too close. That's the lathe that I use. It's the Axminster 1628. Yeah, it's there on legs. It's now called the 8406WL. I have got it pretty close to here, which means that when I need to knock out the life center when I use one, it means that I can't, so I just move it across. The reason I've got it so close to that wall is because I haven't got a lot of space in the workshop to have it further along. Above the lathe, I've got that really, Mickey Mouse setup where I've got the different grits of sandpaper on there. It just makes it easier when I'm turning. I just go up, grab it, use it, put it back up there. On the floor to the left, I've got all my tools on there, and I know where each and every single one of them is, only because I've always had them in that place, so I know exactly where to go for them. Up above, I've got a few more there and up there. I've got spare chucks, not enough, I still need more, and extra jaws there. I've got other bits and pieces on there. I've got texturing tool on a drawer. That one's empty. Wire brush and the burners on there. Lots of pencils, so I'll never run out, luckily. Little finial mandrel on there. Face plate. And that's the square tool rest, which I hardly ever use. That one I use all the time to align the headstock and the tailstock. All different bits and pieces that I use regularly there. These are the round ones for the bowl sander, which is down here. I've got 2 of them and I use them quite regularly. On the other drawers, I've got different grits sandpaper, and they're the ones that I cut up to put up there above on the lathe. Air compressor down the bottom, heat gun, go away, and the Paul Howard jig. Right, along the other side, oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Ligia, can you just move the camera a bit slower as well, please? It's going really
Sorry, Pat, I was just giving as many treats as I could to my dog to shut him up.
Give him the door.
Look what I've done, I've poured it all on his bed. Okay, so fire extinguisher and drill press. A few clamps. I don't do a lot of gluing up, so they are way more than enough for me. That got put out of the way, the scroll saw, because I don't use it very often, so it's just there tucked away. A few bits of wood at the bottom, just lots of stuff. Just lots of stuff dumped in there. I don't even know what half the stuff on there is, to be honest. More stuff, respirator, tissue. Can't remember what it's called, what that one's called for reversing bowls. Here I have the camera and hollowing jig from Simon Hope and the sphere jig. They are just decorating bits and pieces in there, just glittery stuff. Other things at the top, which I've labelled because I don't get to use it very often. Airbrush, respirator filters, buffing wheel, metal casting, pyro, Dremel. Tape is just basically blue tape, green tape and sellotape. Large sanding discs and piercing bits and pieces. got bits of resin there. I don't like using or doing anything with resin. It's not very easy to use. Maybe I just need more practice. More bits to paint and decorate stuff. These are really nice. They come up really, really well, especially the Inca Gold ones. Lots of pencils and paintbrushes and bits and pieces. More sanding stuff. Tea light holders. That's not on me. That's an ebonizing solution with iron fillings and bits like that in there. More paint, some resin that I got ages ago and just haven't got around to using it because, yeah, I don't like turning resin. I will one day. Just more decorating bits and pieces. Summon Hope hollowing tool. These little things are great. Let me show you. They're like abalone sheets, and they're quite brittle when you cut them. They're from Gold Supplies. I've seen something online from them that now they do one that's quite easy to cut. So I might get that at some point. Over there is wood. Don't ask about the golf balls. I had a great idea once to do stuff with them, but it didn't work out. More wood. Those are some tool sets that I don't use very often. More wood. More wood, more wood, more wood. Bandsaw. The first bandsaw that I had was a tiny little tabletop one, and the blade broke on it once. I got so scared and I sold it. So in end of 2016, I got this big bad boy. Went to Axminster, did a bandsaw course, and yeah, been fine ever since. Love it. It is really safe as far as I'm concerned because now I know how to use it. Got little bits and pieces there on the wall for the multi-tool. Lots of different sizes, screws. More of these. Oh, by the way, I love these IKEA wooden bins. If you can't tell, more of them with just lots of different bits and pieces of wood, pen blanks, etc. Lots of gloves which I forget to wear when I do colouring, so I get the colour in my hands all the time. Pen blanks, spindle blanks, more spindle blanks. A stool which hardly ever gets sat on. Now this is what I used to do for about a year when I first started, which was just basically turning pens. So I've got lots of different sections in there, all labelled up with the different kits. And other bits and pieces. When I used to turn just pens, what I used to do is I had loads and loads of these with different numbers on them, which I just, yeah, very roughly burnt. And I put the tube with the pen in there, and I would write on a bit of paper, like number 37 is U, 51 is the other side to that U, 58 and 6 would be the next pen, say tulip or what have you, so that I knew what on earth I was doing. Just more stuff, lacquers, ebonizing, glue, that Fimo stuff that I can't remember when I last used, blades and bits and pieces for the scroll saw. That's the little dust collector for the lathe, which the reason I've got it like that is so I can move it from the lathe to the bandsaw or anywhere else that I want to. Up the top, I've got the air filter, so I've got that on as well when I'm on the lathe. To the right hand side of the lathe, sort of in the middle of the room, let me see how I can show this better. I've got my sharpening system, the Robert Pro Edge. I find it's easier having it there just because it's right next to the lathe. So I'll turn, take a couple of steps, and I can sharpen. And I've got all the extra bits and pieces down the bottom. So if I want to sharpen the bowl, I'll just use that, etc. I'll show you some of my bits and pieces. Okay, so production turning, this is what I'll do, and it will be around Christmas, and I'll make some bits like this, some like this. This is the one that I've used the Inca Gold on. I'll just bring that back. That's that. And it just, yeah, I just love it for the Christmas decorations. Angels, at one point I made quite a load of these. I think if you look at Mike Peace's YouTube channel, he's got a video on making those. That's the first spindle I turned, little bud vase. Lately I've been making these little lidded pots. That's Spalted Beach. It was just sort of plain, so I coloured it. That one is Kambala. That's why I've got the little thing inside. I never remember that. And yeah, that wasn't coloured because it's already coloured. And please don't hate me, people. But yeah, I do stuff like that. That's bismuth that's been basically poured into a bit of a walnut. That's, I think, one of the latest things that I've made. And I've scorched the back as well, because to me it just looks prettier. I did mess it up. I did do that on the lathe, and it was straight, but then when I started cutting the lines, it went a bit skewy. So if you look at it now, it's not straight. Bowls, 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 bowls. That's the first bowl that I did scorching on. First bowl that I coloured. That, I just love that. That was the second bowl that I did can't remember what you call it now, that I did that on, and that is a walnut bowl. This was going to be a light pull, believe it or not, but it went too small, so it became a pendant. That's the first time I used the Simon Hope Hollowing jig, and I did that. That was on the lesson. I didn't do that by myself. I was too scared. That's just a little bowl that's been coloured. That was the first thing that I've turned after going to UKISS, and that was after watching Greg Morton's demo. He did the bowl that he does with the sphere on the side, and yeah, I just loved it. And I didn't know how to use traditional tools at the time, so it was turned using carbides. This was actually the bit that I had on the lathe at the end, that was supporting it while I was sanding it, and I just loved it that it became a little stand. And I like to turn all weird and wonderful things. So I do weird stuff like a lamppost, which, I don't know, to me it's nice as a Christmas decoration. Let me see what else I can tell you guys. Let me just turn you around. Bear with me 2 seconds. Right. I don't do any demos. The only people who I've shown how to do any sort of turning is my son, who I got him to make a pen and a couple of bowls, and my nephew, I got him to make a little tea light holder. Neither of them want to do anymore. My husband's not interested, so it's just me, which is great because it means the workshop is mine alone. Last place that I sold my work at was a Christmas fair, and it was a 3-day Christmas fair, and I absolutely loved it. It was brilliant, and I was quite lucky that I managed to sell quite a lot of the stuff that I had then. So that was really, really great, and hopefully I'll be going back there again this year and doing the same. Things that I've got on the horizon are next thing that I want to learn how to do sort of properly without being scared and hesitant of doing is fret chasing. So I've got a lesson that's going to be happening soon, well, when the lockdown is over. So yeah. Any questions?
Just one, Ligia. Where did you get the tool post table from, please?
The tool post table.
Yeah, Russell Gibbs asked that question.
Are you talking about that?
I'll unmute him, Russell. Russell, unmute yourself, please.
I'm unmuted. Sorry, it took me a second or two to do that. Yes, when you were showing things, the little table that fits into the tool post on your lathe.
Oh, this.
I'm not sure. You're moving fast. Yes, yeah. That one.
That was, I think it was Oliver's wood turning, which is where I get 90% of my stuff. As far as I remember, it's the Sorby one. I'm pretty sure it's the Sorby one.
Thank you for that. I was just about to make one, but if I can buy a metal one, I might just do that. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it just goes on like that.
Fabulous. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else? Is that it?
No more questions. Just compliments on your work and your tidiness.
Oh, it took me a whole week or so to tidy it all up.
Okay, what do you use that table for, please?
Me personally, when I do the basket illusion, I'm sure it's supposed to be used. I don't really know what it's supposed to be used for. I just use it for the basket illusion, just because it gives me like something straight to rest a pen on, and then I can just draw alongside on the bowl.
Okay.
I'm sure it's got a different use.
Okay. What was the flat stuff in the boxes?
Flat stuff in the boxes. Which boxes?
Your abalone shell.
Oh, abalone shell. You're talking about the colourful bits.
Colin. Colin, will you clarify, please?
Yeah, it was, what do you use it for and how do you use it? Have you got any examples?
I haven't got any examples, simply because
Okay.
circle to the size of what I wanted to use it on, and I used it on the box lids. So instead of having like a little handle on the top, I would make like a little recess in there and just glued it in with CA glue.
Okay, Ligia. What were the dyes you used?
4.
That's just a question. So, Dave, would
Uh,
you elaborate on that, please? You really need to slow down your camera, please. You're making everybody dizzy.
Sorry.
Yeah,
On-
the dyes you used on the rim of that bowl
This
and
one.
the other piece you showed that was colored. The dyes you used on your Christmas ornaments as well.
Okay, so that one, that was the chestnut dyes. That's the green and the yellow, the chestnut spirit stains.
Okay.
That one was pit pencils. And if you bear with me, I'll go around to the other end of the workshop and show you what they look like. So it's like this, Faber-Castell. There we go, pit artist pen. And they come in lots and lots of different shades. And the one with the B at the top, it's like a brush rather than a very, very thin line. On these Christmas ornaments, it was Inca Gold. And I've got another one as well, which is Buffet. The Inca Gold one is my favorite because it is more vibrant.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Gold make things gold colored or just add a glow to whatever color the object is?
Inca Gold is just a brand. So they come in different colors. So that one is red. That one, again, Inca Gold is green. It is just a brand of the colors.
Okay. What was the paint you mentioned you love for Christmas decorations you make?
That one.
Okay. How long did you take to make the basket illusion bowl?
Oh my God, absolutely ages. It took me ages. That was the second one that I made. The first one, I think it was probably about 5 or 6, and it was just little black lines going like this. This one, I actually sat there with pen and paper, drawing flowers and lines, and then and then off I went and did it on there. It took me absolutely ages. I honestly, I have no idea of time-wise. Probably a week, roughly, on and off. But yeah, a long time.
Okay. Okay. Where did you say you bought it from? Sorry, I'm not sure now what this is relative to. Please identify what you're talking about in the questions because we could be skipping or missing something. So, okay, I'll just find it. How thick is the shell?
Very thin. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
And so the abalone is used like a veneer.
Yes, it is very brittle though, I have to say. If they were asking where I got those from, they were just from eBay. I believe they're also available in Amazon. The abalone was from Gold Supplies. That's the name of the shop.
Okay. How do you apply the Inca Gold?
Just with a tissue on the wood.
Okay. Uh,
That's it. Martin's just put the link, Gold Leaf Supplies.
how did you burn between the beads on the basket illusion?
With this stuff, I believe it's what you use on countertops. I don't know the right word for it.
Formica.
Formica, that's
Mica.
it. Thank you.
Okay.
And then going across the beads, it was just a pyro tool.
Okay, yeah, and those pens that you did mention, Harvey Meyer also uses those, so they're obviously the go-to pen for the basket illusion.
I bought them about a year ago after watching one of his videos on YouTube, and he recommended them.
Yeah. Okay, that's all the questions for the moment. If you'd like to continue.
I haven't got anything else to say.
Okay. Any more questions, ladies or gentlemen? Okay. Right. There's one tech question there, but I'm going to leave that till the very end, okay? Because with all these interviews and presentations, we're trying to keep tech till the end of it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's only a simple one, but we're going to keep it till the end anyway. So, did you use a finish on the basket illusion?
I just sprayed it with lacquer.
Okay. And Emma Cook wants to know, are you going to demonstrate?
No.
Never say no.
I'm not really set up to demonstrate. If I did a demo, it wouldn't be that great. It will basically be a phone at the end of the workshop on me, and people wouldn't get a lot from it. I mean, I can do it. I've put a couple of videos on YouTube and stuff, but they are not any. Yeah, they're not anything that people are going to learn from. It's just basically, oh, just watch me turn. I can think about doing something like that, but it wouldn't be anything that, it wouldn't be anything like what we've been seeing recently on YouTube and Zoom. Yeah, it would literally be one camera stuck there staring at me, and people might not really want to watch that.
Yeah, somebody actually says that you are pretty much demoing now. You just need a better camera setup. Well, this
is just the iPad, so yeah.
Okay. Materials you have on the shelves behind you, what are they of?
Oh, here we go. Right, let me turn you around again. Okay, that's sanding sealer in a ketchup bottle. That's the Hampshire Sheen dyes, Hampshire Sheen waxes. That's the crimson guitar stains, and the ones that have only just got the name like that and that and that, they're the chestnut ones, simply because the chestnut bottles take up more space, so I decanted them into those little bottles. Got some of the interference colours. I have never actually used them. I do want to at some stage do them type of bowls where you sort of like blow the colour around and it looks all groovy. This is my least favourite things to use, which is gold leaves. I absolutely, I hate it. I get the glue or size all over my hands and it just goes all over in the wrong places. Gold things, different liquid golds. I can't even get them out. Gilt creams, I haven't used them for ages. Concentrates which aren't available anymore. Black French polish. These are quite good metal effect paints, and I've got there's different colors on there. So steel, bronze, copper, etc. Verdigris, which I used once and I didn't like it, so I haven't used it again. Those are all the metal effects. I've got two types. I've got the Modern Masters and I've got the 10-second studios. The 10-second studios, I love the rust one on there. That's my favorite. And on the Metal Masters, I preferred the bronze and the copper one. Just different sorts of spray paint. I don't think I've used them on many different things. Glue, which doesn't get used very often. The rest of the crimson and the chestnut stains. These have never been used just because I don't really know what to do with them. Those again haven't been used. These are my little precious, and I've used that one sometimes just because, where is it? Just because it's so small and it can get into little places, but the rest I'm just saving them because, yeah, they're precious. CA pencil sharpener, which comes in very, very handy. Pen mandrel, rulers. These I used the other day trying to do one of those. Can't remember what it's called now. What Paul Hannaby did with his goblet on the stem. Little saws, calipers. This is my favourite thing to use, to scorch wood. The buffing wheel. Yeah. The tiny little sanding discs. I don't use them very often. I use the 50mm ones more often than not.
Okay, Ligia, that's a fantastic array of stuff you have there. Next question, where do you see your turning going in the future?
More of the same. Like I said, I want to do threading. I've got the tools. I've tried. Yeah, I tried. I wasn't that successful with it. Let me see if I've got the bit that I've tried it on. No idea what I've done with it. I tried it on a little bit of some sort of like really hard wood that I had just kicking about the end of something. But I need to have a lesson with it when all of this is blown over, because obviously I need to make sure that the lid and the box fit together, so they're not like half a mile apart. So that's the next thing that I want to do. I'm not going to be taking it professionally or anything like that, because that's not me, and it'll suck the fun out of it for me anyway. But yeah, just and if I see someone doing something wonderful and new that I haven't seen, I'll probably be like, yeah, I'll give that a try.
Okay, lots of encouragement from people about going to possibly demonstrate. Never say never, basically, people are saying.
Never say never, yeah.
Yeah. What is your favourite type of turning? You probably covered this.
I haven't. Spindle turning.
Okay.
I don't really know why. Bowls are a bit boring for me, because you have a bowl blank, 90% of what you're going to make with it is going to be a bowl. It can be something like that thing over there that I made, but 90% of the bowl turning bowls is going to be a bowl. With spindle turnings, you can make loads of different things. Spinning tops, boxes. At the moment, I like making boxes or lidded pots. They're not boxes as such, but yeah.
Okay. Are you a member of a club? Do you demo for your club?
I have been a member of the 3 clubs nearest to me. One of them only does Saturdays, and it's all day. So I decided that working and having Saturday and Sunday off, but spending the whole of Saturday at a club then leaves me one day off in a week, which isn't enough to do everything I need to do in terms of, you know, all the boring housework, getting clothes ready to go to work on Monday, and turning as well. So that didn't last very long. The other 2 clubs, one was quite far away, so yeah, it just wasn't feasible. And the nearest club to me, which they kind of had to change venue from where they were to another venue, which is literally about 10 minutes down the road from me. I did turn something. They have lathes that we can use, and I did turn a little spinning top there once, but again, I haven't gone there for over a year now. They've actually changed their timetable, where they were doing, instead of evenings, they were doing stuff during the day, so again, not ideal for me.
Okay. Which turning tools do you tend to favour?
The very first ones that I got, believe it or not, my Axminster starter set spindle gouge. I absolutely love this, and you can tell how much it's been used. I've had to grind like a flat spot on there so I can still sharpen it. I absolutely love this one. Oh, let me put it back. I also like this one, which is the Les 10-inch skew, and I use it to put the tenon on the bottom of and Robert Sorby bowl gouge. They're the ones that I use most of the time.
Apologies, I was muted. John McNay is showing this to his wife because she thinks he has too much stuff, and you were just proving it.
Glad I could help.
And Emma Cook says, us girls are way better at hoarding than most blokes. That's a lie. Men are better hoarders.
I also do knitting and crochet. Used to see how much yarn and stuff I've got indoors. Perhaps not.
Okay. Okay, try practicing on some boxwood, then turn it off, then try again. So that's...
Yeah, I've got some bits there. I just haven't got around to using it. I've got those, and I've got, I think, a couple of those as well. I'm actually saving them for once I actually know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay. Tools multiply by magic. Nothing to do with the frequent knocks on the door from van drivers.
I thought so.
Demos again. Okay, there are 2 hobbies. Firstly, wood turning. Second is collecting tools. Unfortunately, the first develops rapidly into the second. Very true.
Buying wood is also another hobby, I believe.
Okay, Stuart Farini, is there anything you want to try that you haven't done yet?
Prep chasing.
Okay. Where do you...
That's next on the list.
Where do you sell your work?
Craft fairs at the moment is the only place, and I'll just be waiting until Christmas. Hopefully all of this will be over, and there will be craft fairs closer to Christmas, so that's the next step.
Okay. Do you ignore your carbides now, or do they still get used?
I last used them when I was doing something with resin, and it took me ages to get the hang of it. And I ended up using a bowl gouge, spindle gouge, bowl gouge on the main thing, and then spindle gouge further down. I did a silly little box that I put basically a bit of glue in a pot with some resin, and I think I know I've got some of the measurements on it wrong, because it took about 3 months for it to actually harden, which it shouldn't have done. But yeah, I hated every moment of it, and it just looked really horrible and nasty. So yeah, that's why I've got the rest of the resin up there, and I have no inclination to turn it for the time being.
A suggestion: U is fine for thread chasing, but use CA glue to harden the threads.
Use fine for thread chasing?
Yeah, they're suggesting that you use the timber U for thread chasing, but super glue to harden up the threads.
Okay, got you. I've heard that before as well, someone saying to use that. And I've heard people saying as well about using like an insert of like resin or some hardwood if you're going to do like a box that's, I don't know, say something like sycamore or ash or something like that, that doesn't take threads very well. I'll get there.
If you look at Simon Hope's video with his thread chasing jig, he will show you the use of the super glue to harden up threads and that. So
I'll look at that.
I heard John Berkeley is one of the best for thread chasing courses. This is a comment. So
Okay.
there's plenty. Alan Batty, there's plenty of people there if you look online.
I've seen the Alan Batty video more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree on the resin. It smells bad and makes a hell of a mess of the workshop, but it can be good to practice thread chasing on as it has no grain.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, that's the last of the questions. Again, lots of comments and good wishes about demos and thank yous and all those things. So unless you have anything further to add or...
I haven't. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else that I could mention.
Well, can I ask you, did you tidy your workshop? Are you OCD like me in your workshop? And I think you are.
A bit of both. I can be a bit of OCD in terms of where things go, but that's good because it means I can then find those things again. But in terms of like cleaning, it has taken me a whole week to clean the workshop, and there's still loads of shavings and stuff because I just couldn't be bothered anymore. There is one other thing that I forgot to say, and it's this little thing that I've got here. It's just basically where I keep my Forstner bits. Now, I have acquired extra Forstner bits since making it, so yeah, there are some without the sizes on them. And I also made that little thing. I just drilled holes with the different sizes on there. So for example, if I've got something like tea light holder, I can put it in there, and I know that a 40mm bit isn't big enough. 50 is too big, but 45 will be just the right size.
That's a very good tip. Okay, well, but thank you, Ligia, for showing us around your workshop and everything that you have, and for organising it so well and cleaning up all week. So
it needed a good clean.
Yeah. Yep. No, greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, anybody, any further questions, ladies or gents? Or are we good to go? So, unless you've anything to add to it, then we can move on to our next.
No worries. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by.